Thanks for the question. 5 answers, a long one here. Watch to the end. The first answer is don't use Docker. Docker is for full stack applications. React is a client-side library. You don't need Docker, it's overkill. Use something like GitHub Pages. Host your app completely free. Static is a better architecture if possible anyway, because it's more performant, better for SEO and more. Tip 2, if you really want to use Docker, is to think backwards from your infrastructure provider, your hosting provider, the place you're going to deploy. If you want to use Docker with React for its correct purpose, that would be a full stack application. The leading full stack React framework is Next, and the leading infrastructure provider for Next.js is Vercel. Do a Google search for Vercel Docker. At the top here, you can see an image from Vercel, and at the bottom, you can see how to use Docker and Vercel together. Tip 3 is keep it simple, stupid, Kiss Rule or Yagni, you ain't gonna need it. Searching naively for React Docker tutorials, you'll come across things that make it way too complicated. These top 2 use Docker Compose and MySQL and Nginx. None of that is needed. Define the minimum requirements of your project. If your only goal is to serve a React application through Docker, then you could use Next, which I've already mentioned. You could also use Express, which doesn't require a database connection, doesn't require Nginx. You can just get a node Docker image, like the Bitnami node Docker image. Install Express and serve your React application from Express. Tip 4, when creating and running your Docker file, and that's all you need, is a Docker file. Your mental model should be this Docker file is, keep it simple, it only has 2 components. One is configuring and running the Docker file, and that includes exposing the ports properly. This is like learning the concept of Docker. This is not a React thing. And this is why I say, by the way, that you just should avoid Docker altogether, because it's a whole different skill set, and it's not needed for a React developer to get their first job. But 1, take care of the Docker configuration, and 2, the content of the Docker file should just be running the same commands you run in your own terminal. So pretend that the Docker file is like an automated human. It's just recording the same things that you do to run your Express React application, for example. That will be how you actually construct your Docker file. That's tip 4. And tip 5 is, if you're really going to do this, you're really going to have a Docker file and try and get it to work, dedicate some time to it, because this is going to take you time. This is not a trivial skill. Docker is like a real skill. And particularly if you're making the jump from a basic front-end React application that has no database, nothing like that, to a full stack application running in Docker with a database connection, and you want to do like all the shiny bells and whistles, this could easily take you like 6 months plus to learn. So try many different tutorials. Don't use one tutorial. Try a few different Docker base images, and good luck to you. And if you find like a magic tutorial, please leave a comment and let me know how it went. Hope this helps.